Hey guys, what's going on, dudes? It is David here, and welcome to the Falcons versus Detroit Lions game review that took place earlier today as I'm recording this. Now, I just want to say this. I had high expectations. For the Atlanta Falcons-Detroit Lions game because even though Detroit did upset the Arizona Cardinals, I felt like the Atlanta Falcons were going to go home, pick up our first home victory of the season, and we were going to dominate the Lions. We were going to dominate them. They don't have Jared Goff. They have Tim Boyle, who in his first start threw 2 picks. Well, the Falcons nearly lost. I guess I shouldn't expect anything less than being a Falcons fan. I should expect this from my team for this something like to happen. Detroit dominated us in the passing game. They did not dominate us in the passing game. They dominated us in the rushing game. They dominated us in the receiving game, and they almost dominated us in the passing game. That is absolutely terrible for the Atlanta Falcons. And even, I keep saying this, a first-year head coach. That doesn't matter anymore. That should not be happening against a team like the Detroit Lions. Let's get into the stats real quick. Matt Ryan was 18 for 24, 215 yards, 1 touchdown. However, Tim Boyle had 185 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 pick that he ended up throwing to decide the game, and it was Foyesade Oluokun who ended up picking up the interception for this. But considering Tim Boyle's second start, and he almost threw better than Matt Ryan, I keep saying I said last time Matt Ryan had a decent game. He didn't. He didn't have a decent game in this game. Come on, Matt Ryan, against the Detroit defense, even though they did what they did against the Arizona Cardinals, still, you gotta be playing better than this. You guys are heading towards the season. I don't care if I know you guys have probably given up, but the fact that the Falcons were still in playoff contention is absolutely a shocker to me. But moving on from that, the running game was a disappointment for the Atlanta Falcons in terms of this game. The running game was 14 carries, and all we did was get like 42 yards. Mike Davis had 7 carries for 28 yards, 0 touchdowns. Cordell Patterson, I don't know what it is about this coach. Why are you using him as a running back? He's a weapon. Use him as a running back or a wide receiver. That way, you don't go all the guards or the defensive backs are not going to be only on Kyle Pitts. They can be on Cordell Patterson. But the coach seems to have forgotten about that when it comes to this system. He seems to have forgotten about that because that's what the Falcons were doing at the early part of the season, and it was working for them. And ever since then, they made him into a running back. Look what's happened. People can expect this because now they know the Falcons are going to play him as a running back. They can expect this. At least he got a touchdown. He had 7 carries, 14 yards, a touchdown. Receiving game, Kyle Pitts was definitely a dominant player for the Atlanta Falcons in terms of receiving. 6 receptions, 102 yards, 0 touchdowns. Russell Gage, 4 receptions, 39 yards, 0 touchdowns. Zacchaeus, who was in replace as a third wide receiver for Tajay Sharp, who was injured for this game, had 2 receptions for 32 yards. And then the only other guy to get a touchdown was Hayden Hurst, who had 2 receptions for 21 yards and that 1 touchdown that Matt Ryan ended up throwing. That's Matt Ryan's only touchdown. So if you really look at it, the Falcons only got 2 touchdowns, which means they only got 14 points. So which means the other 6 points came from 2 field goals. And Detroit almost won this game. If it wasn't for Tim Boyle throwing the interception at the end of the game, Detroit would have probably beat the Atlanta Falcons. And I don't know what I would have done had Detroit Lions beat the Atlanta Falcons because I said it before in this prediction, I expected Atlanta to come here and win this game. I did not expect it to be this close. No matter if Detroit Lions beat Arizona Cardinals, I did not expect it to be this close. Now move on into the defense. Foyesade Oluokun was definitely our star player on defense. The one guy I just want to call out real quick and say he did nothing today, Dante Fowler Jr. I want to talk good to you, boy, but you're a Florida boy. You went to the Florida Gators, but where were you today? Where was Dante Fowler? He was nowhere today. And that was just a disappointing performance. And I have him in fantasy, and that didn't end up doing well for me. He got 0 points because he didn't do anything in the game. Detroit literally just shut him down. They didn't do anything. He didn't even get a tackle. Our safeties got more tackles than Dante Fowler Jr. But enough of that. Foyesade Oluokun had 8 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and 1 interception that ended up winning us the game. Dion Jones was our second best player of the game. He had 8 tackles, 1 pass deflection. That was it. Daron Harmon had 2 tackles. He was the third best player of the game, and he had 2 tackles, and he was a safety. The fourth best player was Richie Grant, who had 4 tackles and 1 pass deflection. And then the fifth best player, who I think has gone on to be the best underrated Falcons defender or defensive back in the season for us, is definitely A.J. Terrell, who had 3 tackles, and that is it. So this defense and this running game just disappointed us, and this defense could not stop Detroit's running game because Detroit just ran the ball down on us. They looked at what the 49ers did against the Falcons, and they did that against us. It was very disappointing. In terms of the team stats, when it comes to this Atlanta Falcons game, before we end this video, Detroit Lions had 338 total yards. Atlanta had 254. So Detroit almost had 100 more yards than the Atlanta Falcons in terms of yards, in terms of offensive yards in total. They had one turnover each, one coming from Russell Gage. I do know where the other one came from for Detroit Lions. The possession, Detroit had 38 minutes of possession, Atlanta Falcons had 21. So that can tell you that Detroit had the ball a lot more times than the Atlanta Falcons, which is not a very good thing because if the Atlanta Falcons had more possession of the ball, the game would have been easier to manage, and the Atlanta Falcons would have probably been able to win the game easier. And then in terms of the first down for the team stats, Detroit had 19, while Atlanta had 14. But looking at this game in total, it was a disappointing game for Atlanta Falcons. They picked up a win, but it was a disappointing game in total. I'm not very happy with the Falcons team playing the way they're playing right now because the next team they got to play is going to be the Buffalo Bills. And the Buffalo Bills just beat the New England Patriots and Matt Jones after the Patriots absolutely humiliated them. The only way I can see this changing is that the coach finally realizes his mistake and stop playing Patterson only as a running back. Use him as a receiver too. Stop playing him as a running back. Use him more as a receiver. That's what he's known for. He's not known for being a running back. He's known for being a receiver/running back. Key word, receiver first. Not running back. Receiver first. And get some more targets on Kyle Pitts. And, you know what? Try and get some targets into Zacchaeus because Zacchaeus is known for his speed. If we can get Zacchaeus some more targets, I feel like Zacchaeus is definitely going to do very, very well for the Atlanta Falcons team. And stop the run. That's the number one thing when it comes to the Bills game. The Bills are going to run us over. We got a good pass defense, but they're going to run us over, and they don't even have good running backs. The Bills don't even have good running backs, and they're still going to run us off the pitch. I really hope this changes and the Falcons end up beating the Bills, because then it would come down to the Saints game and for the final game to determine if the Falcons can possibly even make the playoffs, but I don't see that happening. But we'll get on to the Bills game when the Bills game comes up this week. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I will see you guys all later with more sports videos and some more other content. But anyway, guys, I will see you guys all later. Peace.